Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zack, and today I am driving a 2000 Toyota Crown Athlete V. Up front is a 2.5 liter turbocharged inline 6, and down below is a 4-speed automatic transmission. Now I am super excited to be driving this Toyota Crown Athlete V for two reasons. First of all, it's 1JZ powered. But second of all, they only made about 5,000 of these throughout the entire production run in the Wagon version for the Athlete V. The Athlete V was the sportier version of the Toyota Crown. They also had the Majesta, and they had these big saloons and whatnot. But this is the more athletic one, and this was built and designed to rival the Nissan Stagea, of which we've also reviewed, so I'll link at the end of that video. So let's see how a 1J wagon stacks up here today. But if you'd like to submit your own vehicle and have it reviewed here on the channel, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. And if you'd like to see all my videos weeks or sometimes months in advance, you can head on over to my Patreon for only $5 a month. Last but not least, huge thank you to Nomad Imports here in Flint, Michigan for letting me borrow their Toyota Crown Athlete V today. They have tons and tons of really cool inventory, so please go check them out with the link down in the description below. But let's get back to that 1JZ GTE under the hood. Well, it is a turbocharged inline 6, and the 1JZ and 2JZ are very famous engines from Toyota, arguably the most famous. The main reason that they're famous is that they make good power and are very reliable in doing so. So much to the point that you could build these to be 500-600 horsepower motors without too much internal modification. They're very strong, they're very stout, and they're very reliable. Now, this has been shoved into a family wagon, so we'll see how it goes when we try an acceleration test. Now, like I said, paired to it is a 4-speed automatic, and I'd be lying to you if I said it wasn't a letdown. It is a big letdown. However, it's holding its own, it's doing its own job, and I don't hate it. Last but not least, the Toyota Crown Athlete V is rear-wheel drive. So how does it feel to drive the Toyota Crown Athlete V? Well, let's flip around here and see what's what. Put it down into power mode for the transmission. We're gonna be nice and roll into it. You probably didn't hear a whole lot, and if you did, it was probably just wind noise. This thing reliably pulls all the way up to 7,000 RPM. Yes, that automatic transmission is a bummer, but that is very fun. It makes really solid power, and it just chucks you forward. I love it. Besides that, visibility is decent. Ride quality is okay. This wasn't a luxury wagon. This wasn't the Crown Royal Saloon like I reviewed years and years ago with the plush suspension and big V8. This was the Athlete, so this was a little bit more rough and tumble. It's on its feet a lot, and so you see that with the driving feel, or I should say you feel that with the driving feel. But man, is that intoxicating to just floor it and let the 1JZ sing you the song of its people, and that song is a glorious one at that. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have 4 gauges. Off to the left is the tachometer, in the center is the speedometer, and off to the right is the coolant temperature and fuel, as well as I do have an aftermarket boost gauge on top of the steering wheel, measuring bar. On the steering wheel, we do have down buttons, which is weird, as well as we do have an airbag. Nice to see for the year 2000, and some wood paneling. And off to the right, we do have a climate control vent. We have our mirror switches, as well as our heated mirror switch. And moving on to the door, we have the latch to get in and out, power mirrors, and power locks. Moving into the center, we do get our climate control vents and hazard switch, and these climate vents actually swing, which is a very cool Japanese feature that we don't really see much of anymore. Down below, we do have a digital clock. We have the climate controls integrated with the radio. Very 2000s here. Toyota all across the board used a similar setup for years and years. I like the look of it. It operates well, no complaints. But down below we have an aftermarket radio, so yes, this does have 2 radios on board. A lot of people will put an aftermarket radio in this slot. It's usually just a cubby, but it's easier to wire it in there. Then we do have an ashtray and cigarette lighter. And into the center console, off to the left, we do have cup holders. So we will do a big freaking bottle test here in the Toyota Crown Athlete V, and unfortunately it fails, but just nice to see cup holders at all. Then we do have our traction control off button. This does have traction control, which is very nice. And we have our transmission modes for snow and power. Then we get a center console and the seats. The seats are very comfortable. They do have this nice pattern on them. I love this sort of late 90s pattern seen here. I think it looks good, and it's honestly very, very comfortable. I have had no issues with the comfort level of this vehicle, and that's nice to see because Japanese cars weren't always the most luxurious, but the Crown Athlete V most certainly is. However, speaking of seats, we do have back seats, so let's go do a back seat review. All right, so we're in the back of the 2000 Toyota Crown Athlete V wagon. And a couple of things to note. First of all, knee room good, headroom good. I fit back here very well. 5'11", not a small guy. I fit back here, which isn't always a given in Japanese cars. They tend to be a little bit smaller, but I don't have any issues. I do have a light, I have a hook, I have a grab handle, but on the door, you actually have controls to recline the seats. They are power reclining, not a whole ton, not like a crazy amount, but enough to be semi-noticeable. And if you're trying to catch a quick nap here in the Toyota Crown Athlete V, you can do so. There we go. I feel more relaxed already. So that's a very nice feature. We also do have a aftermarket speaker here in the center, which is an interesting location. Not sure that I've seen one there before. You also do have a Toyota Crown feature of which you can actually move the passenger seat forward from the back seat to offer more room for a backseat occupant, maybe a VIP person back here. Very important person. And that's a holdover. The Crown was a larger sort of executive level car. However, this is kind of the sporty wagon version, so I'm not sure. I mean, they just left it in there. That's probably a feature from other trim levels. There's no reason to delete it, but it's just kind of a funny holdover of its more luxury counterparts. Let's hop into the very back. We'll take a quick look at the trunk and cargo space, and then we'll talk about the looks. All right, around the back of the Toyota Crown Estate Athlete V with T&N coilovers. Pull it up like that, and you do get a ton of space around the back. Absolutely love that. That is the main reason why you would buy an Estate. Coming down here, we do have some storage, this giant storage cubby back here, and you do have, it's kind of hard to reach because it is so long, you have these nets that you can actually put up to separate the two cabins and whatnot. You see these are a lot of BMWs and stuff of the era, but very cool to see that. And we have a 12-volt outlet. This might be the only JDM car I've seen with an actual 12-volt outlet. Very, very cool. We have more storage options off to the left and right, and we have a little light down here. So tons and tons of really great things around the back of the Toyota Crown wagon or Estate, whatever you want to call it. This is why you buy it. Like, I'm so happy because some wagons, they don't offer that much benefit over the sedan. This certainly does. Grab handle up here, right back down. You can take the key out. There it is, the back side of the Toyota Crown Estate Athlete V with T&N coilovers. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and I really do like the look of this vehicle. It does have aftermarket wheels. I believe they're from another Toyota product. You can leave a comment if you recognize them, and it is on T&N coilovers. But other than that, it's a stock-bodied vehicle. I think it still looks good, operates well, and I just love seeing a wagon, and a fast wagon is always an added bonus on top. With all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving the Toyota Crown Athlete V? Well, this is incredibly cool. It's very fast, and it's good to drive. It has good amenities. This is one of the best all-around cars you could fathom. If they made an all-wheel drive version, this would be the king of the mountain for sure. But rear-wheel drive, I ain't mad at. How often do you see rear-wheel drive wagons anymore? Well, you don't see almost any wagons anymore, but my point being, This car is very good. To me personally, the Stagea has a little bit more personality, a little bit more flair, a little bit more fanfare to it. Toyota is very good at building cars. No one on earth is debating that. But their cars aren't always super exciting. Yeah, I mean, there's just something, I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it, but something from Toyota is just a little bit dull. And so the Stagea, in my opinion, was a little bit more exciting for sure. But that's not to say I don't love the Crown V Athlete. I mean, this is just such a special car, and this is what people really, really want, because it has all the cargo space in the world. As you saw, it has plenty of space in the back seat to bring your friends along, and honestly, looking at it, it looks like a well-mannered, well-kept, happy example of a little station wagon. No one outside of the car world ever assumes anything about a station wagon. Everyone's dad had a station wagon. Oh, yeah, Volvo 240 is the slowest thing in the world. Oh, station wagon. Oh, I used to have one, back seats are backwards. So no one assumes. But you should assume. You should definitely assume with this car that it is very, very good. And the 1JZ is so reliable. Like, that's the biggest thing. Okay. It'll drift. I think that's the biggest selling point. If I were looking to spend my own money on either a Stagea or a Crown V Athlete, if I had a bajillion dollars, Stagea. Not that they're unreliable, but they're a little bit harder to work on. If I had to foot the bill for everything, I would take this. It's going to be bulletproof, and it's going to provide you enjoyment no matter what it is. Whether you're taking the kids to soccer practice, whether it's a freedom night drive, whether it's going to get groceries or going to see the tax man. Whatever it is, you enjoy it here because this Crown Athlete is so versatile. This is, not to drive the pun home, but this really feels like a tri-sport athlete. They're always doing something. They're very good at all of it. And if you're picking a team for Armageddon, you want that tri-sport athlete on your team. And this is what you want on your team. And quite frankly, I want one in my garage. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Nomad Imports here in Flint, Michigan for letting me borrow their Crown Athlete V. Such a wonderful automobile. They always have very cool, very interesting inventory, so please go check them out with the link down in the description below. If you're into imported cars or JDM culture, it is an absolute must-see. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.